I looked at the planning that I'd got. World War II was our topic through the curriculum, and the topic that I needed to implement was moving vehicles. So I thought the obvious link was vehicles during World War II, which would be tanks, ambulances, trucks and that sort of thing. We went on a visit to Eden Camp, which is a World War II museum, so the children had an opportunity to look at the vehicles, climb on the vehicles, and think about how they were used during the war. So when they came back and started this project, they'd got lots of fresh ideas about what they would like to design and how their vehicle would look. Josh, can you show me what you've been making and explain to me how it works?
I've been making a gun what goes up back of a trailer, and I haven't quite finished it yet, and it can turn all the way around.
Initially, the basic skills level was quite low, so alongside the thinking about what vehicles they're going to design, they had to learn how to hold a saw, how to use a bench hook, how to be safe, and those are the sort of skills that you teach them during the topic rather than in advance of it. Can you explain to me what your problem was?
Our problem was that this side of the vehicle was too high and we needed to attach some more blocks to this to make it level.
If they were the same length as that, it wouldn't be level.
I'm looking for the children to be basically using the skills correctly, to be safe and to be using things properly, but also to discuss with the children. As I go round, I'll ask them to explain to me what are you doing and what are you trying to do, and perhaps what is the next step in your project. And if they can articulate those ideas clearly, then that's obviously a really key element. That's looking really good, Daniel. What are you going to do next?
I've got to measure all these and do it like a cube, and then I've got to do it on the earth.
So are you working as part of Alicia's team, or are you making something else? Are you making a bed?
Yeah.
And can you explain to me how you're going to make your bed?
When I've done that...
They're working in a team, they're learning to be part of a team, to share the work out. They're obviously discussing what they're doing, so they're learning to use the correct language and discuss what they're doing. And they're also thinking about the maths, how the vehicle needs to be parallel. And the main thing is the problem solving. We had some vehicles that pulled off to the left, and they had to work out that actually if the axles weren't parallel, the vehicle would pull one way or the other. So then they've had to think of how to use squared paper, say, to ensure that the axles are parallel in the first place. That's really clever, isn't it? Well done. Earlier in the year, we were looking at electrical circuits as part of our science, and we wired up motors and we wired up bulbs and things like that. So they brought that knowledge to this topic from the previous term, so that actually worked really well.
My role as transitions mentor, I visit the primary feeder schools for Oakwood and spend time with the children on a weekly basis, helping them with the work, getting to know them on a personal level, and it's all to try and ease their move up to Oakwood. When you're actually working with the children as well, you're seeing another side to them. They're talking about what they're doing, about what they're learning, plus talking about other things within that as well, so it's allowing us to get to know each other, to ease that transition.
We've already had one meeting with the teachers at the comp, and we've thought about the way forwards for the transition, because Claire is actually a transition mentor, and part of her job is to link the primaries with the comps to work together. The next stage is for me to work closely with the design technology department and say what will the children be doing in years 7, 8 and 9, and are we equipping the children with those skills, and equally we'd like those teachers to come into our school and see what these children are doing and the level that they're working at, so that they can work backwards and perhaps pitch their work to match the skills that the children are bringing with them to the comp.